Of course, Mr. Biden's trip, there he is, having a chat with officials before he boards that plane. The trip coming just 2 weeks after MI5 said the terrorism threat in Northern Ireland had been increased due to a rise in activity by dissident Republicans. So security extremely tight in Northern Ireland for the arrival of Joe Biden. Of course, let's just hear from Darren McCaffrey, our political editor now. Darren, the US President about to board the flight to Maryland for this historic trip to mark 25 years of the Good Friday Agreement.
Yeah, indeed, and it must be said it's a well-trodden path for US presidents to travel to Ireland on official visits. President Bill Clinton first
totally illegal what's happening, and we declared it so. Changes the dynamic.
What's your top priority on this trip, sir?
Make sure the Irish Accords and the Windsor Agreement stay in place. Keep the peace. That's the main thing, and it looks like we're going to keep your fingers crossed.
And on Mr. Sir, your family coming with you for the trip?
Just two of my family members hadn't been there before.
And on the abortion pill ruling, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are it's completely out of bounds what the judge did. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Darren, keeping his fingers crossed for peace, the US President saying there.
Yeah, indeed, and that's the best he can do, it must be said, on this trip, not least of all because there is an expectation here that it would be unhelpful, I think, for the US President to weigh in too heavily into politics. Clearly, there's a lot of frustration in Washington, in London and in Dublin too, that the fact that on the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement, that Stormont, the Northern Irish Assembly, the executive, is not sitting here, that there is no local government in Northern Ireland. There was a hope that President Biden, particularly after the Windsor Framework, may well come to Belfast and talk and speak and address MLAs in Stormont. That is not now happening. But at the same time, I think a recognition from the White House that they cannot try and twist the DUP's arm in all of this, that might well backfire. President Biden, as I say, making that 7-hour journey across the Atlantic Ocean, a well-trodden path for US presidents. Bill Clinton was here 3 times, George W. Bush twice, President Obama has been to Ireland as well.